Are you a programmer who's been putting all your code on GitHub? Well, I'm here to tell you that there are other options out there for sharing your work. In this video, I'll show you how to turn your code into an article that you can post on Medium. First, let's talk about why you might want to do this. By sharing your work on this platform, you can reach a wider audience and you can also make money. Now, let's get started. The first thing you have to do is open a Medium account.
So just go to your browser, open a new tab, and type in Medium. The first link you see there, just click on it. After you've clicked on it, I was signed in, so I'm going to sign out. So once you click on it, the first thing you see is this. Click on sign in. Click on create one. That's if you don't have an account. You can sign up with your Google account. And for me, it's just going to open. So this is my actual page. Once you signed in, this is the first thing you're going to see. If you want to write, just go up here where it says write and click on it. Once you click on it, you will see an empty page. Title is just the title of your story and tell your story. This is where you're going to put your article explaining your code. And once you're done, you click on publish. Let me show you one of the articles that I've written. So this is my page, yeah? So I go to published. I've published this story. This is a beginner's journey discovering the magic of light detection with Arduino and a light sensing resistor. So I got this entire story from ChatGPT. I just put in my article and I told it to explain my article for me. I linked my blog. Disclaimer, some countries don't pay you. Medium doesn't pay some certain countries. And if your country is one of those countries, you're going to want to subscribe and stay tuned for my next video because I'm going to explain how you can still make money if Medium doesn't pay in your own country, because Medium doesn't pay in mine. But if Medium pays in your country, it's a very straightforward thing. Post high quality articles, make cool codes, explain it, and then you post it. Now I'm going to show you how you can make the article. Once you've written your code, like I have, I usually do Arduino codes. So this code is going to make a buzzer beep with a certain tune. I wrote this since, so I'm just going to go Control A on my code, Control C. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. So I'm using Bing, but you can also just use ChatGPT. If you have Bing, just go to the normal Bing interface after you've typed Medium, then just go to this place that says chat. I'm going to show for ChatGPT users too. Just go here, you tell it to write an article for me with this code. And I like fantasy stories. Like I like stories like hero goes to save witches and wizards. So I like writing, I like articles like that. So I'm going to say make it fantasy like. And now I'm just going to paste my code, Control V. And then once you press enter, ChatGPT is going to scan your code and explain it. Sure, here's a short fantasy story that incorporates the code you provided. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there was a magical device that could control the sound of the world. The device was powered with a special code. Oh. Just click on it and it'll come back. The device was powered with a special code that only the wisest of wizards knew. The code was as follows: int buzz pin equal to 8. And now this is not a very good story, so I'm just going to tell it explain the code in depth. And as you can see, it's giving me an explanation for the code in depth. It's giving me a story for the code in depth, but I want it to be incorporated into the story it gave me at the first time. So I'm going to say combine it with. So after I told it to explain the code in depth, it gave me a code. It explained the code. It just said buzz pin variable is set to 8. This is cool, but I want it to be combined with this story on top. So I'm just going to tell it combine it with the story you gave on top. And I also want it to explain the code properly. So I'm going to tell it explain the code line by line with the story I gave you, with the storyline. You have to keep on like prompting it in different ways before you get what you want. And finally, it's giving me something I like. So you can't just use ChatGPT only. After you get the code, you just copy it and paste it to your Medium. And after you've done that, you can edit it. I usually edit it to make it more simplified. I want it so that even if the person is like a high school student, the person doesn't know what's going on in life, person opens my blog, they'll be able to understand and grab something from my article. So that's always what I'm going for. So let's just go and check what they have given me. Once upon a time in a land far away, they said the first line of code declares a variable. I also screenshot my circuit diagram, explain the components I'm supposed to use, and so many other things. But let's just go here. It just wrote rubbish actually, but this is why you can't trust AI. So once you've copied it, you just see what I did. Just go back to Medium, your Medium page, click on write, and then you just paste it there. He actually explained rubbish, but just for sharing purposes. Then you can also tell it to give you a title. You can tell it, give me a title for the article. It will give you a title. You can also don't be like me. Don't do fantasy things. Just tell it to explain it very simply. You can also show the Enchanted Bazaar, a tale of magic and code. So this way, you have a full-on article that you can post. And if people read it, you get money. So for people that use ChatGPT, this one is for you. So ChatGPT, OpenAI. It's the same thing you're going to do, no difference. But this time, I'm not going to do any story. Verify I'm a human. So I'm just going to tell it the same thing. Write an article for my code. Since I've learned from Bing, explain it line by line in layman term. Oh, I forgot to paste the code. Control A, delete. Let me go and copy the code. Sorry. Control A, Control C. Control V. You don't even need to rewrite it again. It will just use the former knowledge and this knowledge to write it for you. And as you can see, it's a very straightforward something it's giving me right now. The line is declared by variable bus pin. This initializes the value. The variable will be used to specify which pin the buzzer is connected to. Like, simple things. It's a simple code. But ChatGPT is more accurate than Bing. Bing sometimes, because it uses a search engine, Bing always likes to go off. Any small thing, Bing has gone off. My problem now is you see this place, just press it, copy. Then you go to your story. Let me delete this one here, Control A, delete. So this is the one from ChatGPT, Control V. And ChatGPT is just so much better, so much better. Then you can tell it, give me a title for the code, give me a title for the article. You copy it, you paste it. That is your article, my brothers and sisters in Christ. You have a full-on article, and all you had to do was write the code. Just write your code, put it in ChatGPT, tell it to explain. Obviously, you can't explain very complex things. You will have to explain that yourself. But like the overall grammar, English, anytime I'm writing emails, I don't even have to be stressing whether I put the correct punctuations. I just write my rubbish emails, tell ChatGPT to arrange the punctuations, and I slam it back, and everybody thinks I'm good at English now. They don't know, it's still terrible, bro. But it actually helps me learn what's good and what's bad. Before, I didn't even know what I was doing. But at least now, when it makes corrections to my own grammar, I'm like, oh, so this is what's wrong. So there was a time I finished writing a full-on code. ChatGPT started, I was like, I wanted to probe, like I was not understanding.